Hi, Jake here. Just thought I'd do a quick video. It's Sunday, just Memorial Day weekend, and we were going to go fishing, put the boat in the water, but it's raining out there, kind of cold, miserable. So thought I would just throw up a quick video here called "We're Just Human." You know, I thought in the month of May I'd do a few things different, see if it made a difference. I don't know. So if you watch the last couple of my videos, I talk about I added a potato here and a potato there. Not a lot. I mean, over the past 2 weeks, I've only cooked 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 potatoes in 2 weeks. 1 potato for breakfast, and then I put a potato in my vegetable stew, and then spread that over 4 or 5 days, and then made another one with and added a potato in it. So I can't say that the amount of carbs that I got out of the potatoes was anything substantial. I don't think so. It was just something to see if it would affect my weight loss, and I don't think it has affected it, mostly because of the OMAD, 1 meal a day, is what kind of keeps me going on my weight loss journey. I think as long as I'm not eating processed sugars, processed carbs, and vegetable oils, and with my 1 meal a day, I think my body metabolizes everything up, plus I'm burning some fat, and everything's going good. It's yesterday about 5 o'clock had some keto meatloaf that Rosalie made that was really good, and that was delicious with my veg stew, and now it's 12 noon the next day, and I have no hunger pains. I had my 1 cup of coffee. It's black. I don't put nothing in my coffee. I like it that way. I used to put Coffee Mate in it and lived on Coffee Mate till I figured out it's made with soybean oil and processed sugar, and a couple tablespoons of that in your coffee, and you might as well eat a Hershey bar. So that was one of them things that I throwed away, and it has made a difference, because I used Coffee Mate for probably the past 50 years, ever since I started drinking coffee when I was, went to service or out of high school was probably when we started drinking coffee. And my mom had Coffee Mate, so what happens is we have Coffee Mate. And for 50 years that was in my diet, and I know that screwed with my metabolism and kept you hungry, kept you drinking coffee, because you got to have your sugar fix. I didn't put regular sugar in my coffee. I thought, I was doing good. Well, that's not the way it works. So the coffee's black. It's been black for 5.5, 6 months, and I think that stops some of the cravings. I don't have real powerful cravings other than maybe a little salt once in a while, and I thought I was salting my food enough to not have that, but I guess not. I don't quite understand that. I've been drinking some pickle juice in the evenings just to kind of stop that, and that helps. So I'm trying to think if that's going to be a long-term fix or something that you're just going to have to do. I mean, we eat dill pickles. There's 0 calories, and zero carbs and a pickle, dill pickle, at least the ones we get. So you can eat one of them. I don't think it affects the digestion or your autophagy when you're going into one meal, because in the evenings I might have a pickle or some juice. I was watching some videos, Dr. Gundry, on his plant paradox, because I like my vegetables, but I pressure cook my vegetables. So he talks about the lectins and stuff. The plant's defense mechanism is to keep animals from eating their babies, and them, they put out these lectins that screw with your system and try to poison you. And I like my pressure cook. I pressure cook about everything. I pressure cook my meat. I'll brown it in under the broiler, then I'll pressure cook it. I pressure cook all my vegetables and everything to get rid of the lectins. I think that has helped my joints. My arthritis in my hands is way better. It's cold today. I woke up this morning, they were a little stiff. My blood pressure was up again this morning. But I got up, I walked around. It's about noon. I think I'll check it and see if it has dropped. If it has, then it's just moved more, and check my blood pressure less. But I do that on a regular basis. So we thought, we're just human, and we try to, that's what this episode's going to call, We're Just Human. And so that's why I threw in a couple potatoes. We're just human. I've been eating potatoes pretty much since you were born. I remember being a little kid, my sisters, some of the first solid food they ever ate when they were babies is some mashed potatoes. And so I'm sure I was the same way when I was a baby. So for 67, 68 years, we've been eating mashed potatoes, and didn't know that the lectins and stuff in it was probably screwing with our system. But it was just something I thought I'd try. I don't know if it's going to be an ongoing deal. My next veg stew, I don't think I'll probably put a potato in it, just to see if maybe it makes a difference. I wanted to feel if I felt different, and I can't tell any difference. Just the normal aches and pains that I got. It's kind of a rainy, cloudy day, so my lower back is kind of upset a little bit. But it's a strange thing that I don't know if my body is regenerating. Like I said, I had a hurt the bottom of my rib, and it's taken about a month for that to heal or quit hurting. And the only thing I can think of, and it could be all psycho. I don't know. Rosalie looks at me and rolls her eyes when I talk about this. So when I was about 6, 7 years, I fell down a basement and landed on a big old scoop shovel and crushed my side in. And that was like, I was about 6 or 7. And I remember I was all wrapped up. The doctor wrapped me up, and we were on up at the lake. And I couldn't go in the water or nothing. It was a terrible summer because I couldn't play with the rest of the kids because of my busted ribs. And that's exactly where it started hurting. And I thought, well, maybe old wounds are starting to regenerate or something, because I'm given the nourishment and the autophagy between digestive time. You're letting your body heal some old wounds that maybe they didn't heal quite right. Now your body's taking care of them. Because about a week or so ago, my left knee started hurting really, really bad. Well, there's another old injury. When I was about 12, 13, 6th grade, 7th grade, something like that, I went flying across the set of railroad tracks on my motorcycle with no hands on the handlebars and crashed and broke my knee, busted my knee all up. And it swelled up huge. I had to go to the doctor. He had to do surgery and go in there and put a tube in there and drain it and everything. And then I'd lay on the couch with my knee up in the air for weeks. And finally that healed. Well, woke up one morning and doggone if my knee didn't hurt like crazy a couple of weeks ago. And I could hardly walk. And it felt just in exactly the same spot that injury was. And it ached and ached and ached. And I thought, well, what the heck is going on? But now it went away. It feels really good. So whatever I did or whatever did, so if old injuries, now I broke my arm. I fell off a load of lumber off my semi-truck, broke my arm about, I don't know, 30 years ago. So if this doggone arm starts hurting, I'm going to really start wondering what the heck's going on. But it's just things like that that kind of, I wonder, my diet, are we healing or regenerating stuff? You know, Dr. Barry, he says that our body will regenerate, our skin regenerates over so many months. So I'm looking at old scars on my arms and stuff where I tore hide off, busted fingers, smashed that about 20 years ago with a sledgehammer. I wonder if that's going to start hurting now. So it's just things I'm thinking about, if it's going to work or if it's not. You never know. I just thought I'd throw this up and see if anybody else has had any insights into this kind of stuff. I don't know. I might be all psychosomatic because I'm feeling so doggone good. So and then all of a sudden I get these aches and pains, and I thought, well, why am I getting aches and pains now? I should be doing double back flips and running around like crazy, trying to be a 20-year-old again. Well, I don't know. Old age is creeping up, and these are old wounds that are aching. Why are they doing it? So I don't know. It's just something I thought I'd throw out there. What's the deal with it? We're just human, and all of a sudden you start overthinking this stuff, and maybe it's good, maybe it's not. So just a quick update to throw out a few questions out there to see what the heck is going on. That's why I call it We're Just Human. And when things aren't going good, you start looking for maybe things that ain't going quite so good, and you try to psychoanalyze yourself, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. But just something I thought I'd throw up here, being it's raining outside and I want to go out and work in the shop. It's a little cold. I put a shelf up for some of my sheet music, and thought, well, I'll sit down. I think I got the sound straightened out now. Matter of fact, it's a little louder. I rerouted some wires from my mixing board over to a computer, and instead of going into the line in, I went in the mic in, and that has a little mic boost where I can lower the volume over here and kick the volume up over there to knock out that hum. So here's basically the big one. See if it works. If it worked, I'll upload this. So I've shot 14 minutes of your time, so I'm going to cut this short. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.